We're going to be covering the event analysis right now. That handout is located on the Blackboard site. You can go and click on the link for event analysis assignment, and you'll be able to have this same sheet, 2 pages, and I'm going to walk through this assignment because it's a pretty important assignment. It's significant for what we do around here. Okay? I want to also, just as a preview to this event analysis, I want to draw your attention to one article that I wrote for IAAM. And it's an article called, Dr. Phil and the Experience Economy. All right? And some of you recall that last semester when we were together, you read an article called The Experience Economy by Pine and Gilmore. Great article. You were tested on it last semester. Well, I've taken some of those concepts and I've applied them to the event and venue industry. So what you'll find if you click on the link on the date of on the date of February 7th, you'll see that I have an assignment for you to read that article and for you to write a half-page summary, just telling me that, basically showing me that you've read it. Okay? If those of you that are doing some of your event analyses prior to that assignment, you might want to go read that article, refresh your memory of some of the things related to the experience economy, and then make that somewhat of a filter that can be beneficial to you as you write this event analysis. Okay? The event analysis is actually due on April the 3rd. So you got plenty of time, but I want to encourage you not to wait to the last minute to identify the event that you want to go to analyze. Now, one of the criteria that you'll see on your event analysis assignment is that I'm asking you to analyze an event, but it needs to be a ticketed event. It does not need to be a ticketed event that you pay for. In other words, you don't have to buy a ticket to it. In fact, what I recommend that you do is I recommend that you contact the event director, the coordinator, the venue, and say, I'm doing an event analysis for one of my classes. And our goal is to kind of uncover what works well and what doesn't work well as it comes to an overall event experience. Would you mind if I sit in on your pre-event staff meeting and analyze this event and can you give me a comp ticket for it? Okay? If I were the event director and coordinator, I'd be wide open to that. Because I'd like to get a 5-page paper that kind of highlights some things that we did well, some things that work, and some things that maybe could be improved upon. So I encourage you to do that. If you are able to set up an arrangement for you to go to the pre-event meeting. Now, by the way, not every event is going to have a pre-event meeting, but many of them do. For example, if you were to go to one of our basketball games, and that was the event that you went to, there would probably be a pre-event meeting with the ushers and the main staff for that night, concessionaires perhaps. And you'd see the manager of that particular facility talking to his folks about what we want you to try to accomplish tonight. Don't forget there'll be a large number of people that will come in late because of snow, blah, 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 blah. Always be ready, provide great customer service, etc. Okay? Sometimes at other events, other than the basketball game, if there's a pre-event meeting, if it's a well-organized event, it might be very calm, everybody knows what you're supposed to do, etc. But if you were at an event that I did recently in Waco, Texas, we needed a little bit more detail at our pre-event meeting. Because when the doors opened at 6 o'clock, there was a lot of confusion on where people were supposed to be, where the ushers were supposed to be, who was supposed to be doing what. So a pre-event meeting can have kind of a real calm feel to it, or it can be a chaotic feel. Don't forget, do this, and it can kind of throw people into a tailspin and create a degree of chaos that's really not necessary. So if you go to the pre-event meeting, I just want you to note, what was the atmosphere like? Did it seem to be helpful? Was it organized? Blah, blah, blah. Okay? That is worth 5 points if you're able to arrange going to the pre-event staff meeting. Okay? Again, not every event has that, but if you're able to arrange that and sit in on that and note that in one of the sections, you get an extra 5 points. Now that covers, if you will, it's not an extra 5 points. It's not. This assignment's only worth 125, so it really is a 5 points that will cover you if you make some errors or if your paper's not as good as you thought it was, it'll cover your 5 points. So a maximum of 125 points. I do have two benchmark samples online. So when you click on these 2 links on this particular event analysis overview assignment, you'll see 2 benchmarks that you can look at for organization, for quality, etc., to give you a feel for what I'm looking for. Okay? Again, it needs to be a ticketed event. Okay? Now let me just say this. The richer the event, the better. Let me tell you that a typical basketball game in our arena is not as good as a Missouri Valley Conference regional championship game where ESPN2 is covering it. There's just a lot more going on. There's going to be a lot more people there. So what I'm trying to convey to you is when you choose something to go to, an event, a ticketed event, try to choose one that's going to have a little bit of richness to it. Okay? And richness comes through numbers of people, size of the production, etc. If you were to go to a play, one of our plays, live productions over in the Black Box Theater over here in Ellis Hall, I think it's in Ellis Hall or Craig Hall, one of the two. If you were to go there and there's 20 people that come to attend that, because it's not significant production, it is for those people performing, but it may not be for other people. You're not going to pick up as much as if you were to go to a 311 concert that's sold out in the Shrine Auditorium, okay, where there's lots of people involved, lots of volunteers, etc. Okay, so keep that in mind when you choose your event.